Imagine the sounds of bustling markets and city streets in Lagos, where daily life races past and Nigeria's vibrant energy fills the air. For decades, the world has known Nigeria as a giant of Africa, renowned for its rich oil fields, simmering beneath the surface of the Niger Delta, a resource that has defined the country's prosperity and challenges. But what if I told you that this country, celebrated for its oil, sits atop an even more astonishing treasure, one that lies quietly beneath its red earth and rocky hills? This is the secret story of Nigeria's gold boom, a tale of opportunity, adversity, and hope, where billions, quite literally, wait patiently underground. Our journey today begins in the northern state of Zamfara, a land of rolling plains and rural villages, where farmers and herders coexist with miners seeking their fortunes. Here, the ground glimmers with promise: vast gold reserves, an estimated 600,000 tons scattered across no fewer than 17 states, their total value soaring into the billions. Some experts value these hidden riches at $34.4 billion, enough to rewrite the fortunes of a nation and challenge the economic status quo that has long hinged on oil. Gold veins like those at the Segilola project in Osun State, run by Thor Explorations Limited, breathe life into the country's mining dreams. In 2024 alone, Segilola produced more than 85,000 ounces of gold, a clear signal of what might be possible if these resources could be harnessed by the nation, not lost to the shadows. But shadows there are. For beneath the promise of a golden future lies a tangled web of challenges. While Nigeria's schools teach of gold and its ancient trade, the reality is more complex. Illegal miners, sometimes mere boys with picks and shovels, work beside powerful elites and international smugglers in a shadow economy that siphons billions out of Nigeria each year. You see, the rules that govern Nigeria's mineral resources are, in places, old and ill-fitted, a patchwork of laws leading to confusion over who owns the land and what lies beneath. These gaps, coupled with corruption and weak law enforcement, have allowed a handful to profit at the expense of many. Documentaries have exposed how gold mined in villages vanishes, smuggled aboard private jets, finding its way to glittering markets in Dubai, leaving behind struggling communities and barren, scarred landscapes. And so, the numbers tell their own story. Between 2007 and 2021, the Nigerian solid minerals sector contributed less than 1% to the nation's GDP, just 0.63%, despite the riches beneath the soil. In contrast, neighboring countries like Ghana and South Africa, through determined reform and international partnerships, have attracted billions in mining investments, outpacing Nigeria and reaping the rewards. Meanwhile, in states like Zamfara and Osun, insecurity breeds. Mining has created a new frontier for criminal bands and bandits, many of whom are funded to protect illegal mining operations, sparking cycles of violence that have cost thousands of lives. The human cost is staggering. Between 2011 and 2021, more than 4,000 deaths in northwestern Nigeria are linked to mining-induced violence, as armed groups clash over access to the gold beneath their feet. In this climate, legitimate investors hesitate, wary of the risks that shadow the goldfields. But why, you might ask, has Nigeria's gold been so hard to harness for the common good? The reasons are rooted in law, infrastructure, and governance. The Minerals and Mining Act, passed in 2007, is now outdated, clashing with the Land Use Act and leading to confusion over who has the final say, federal or state government, when it comes to precious resources. Enforcement is weak, and artisanal mining, often a family tradition, contributes to widespread environmental damage. Rivers run thick with mud and mercury. Forests fall as diggers clear the land in search of gold, while many local communities remain mired in poverty, the promise of wealth always just out of reach. And yet, the stakes have never been higher. Gold prices on the world market are soaring, jumping from $2,150 an ounce in early 2024 to nearly $3,500 by mid-2025. Investors everywhere are hunting for new sources, pouring billions into the Ghanaian and Tanzanian mining sectors, where clear rules and safer conditions encourage business on an international scale. Sensing the urgency, Nigeria's government has begun what leaders hope will be a great turnaround. President Bola Tinubu's administration has placed mining at the heart of its economic transformation agenda, not to replace oil, but to stand alongside it. Key reforms are underway, starting with the overhaul of the outdated legal framework, aligning mining law with other land regulations, and strengthening law enforcement against illegal mining and smuggling. The Presidential Artisanal Gold Mining Development Initiative, or PAGMI, was launched to bring informal miners into the fold, offering new markets, training, and traceability, though progress has been slow, with critics pointing to the modest results thus far. Yet hope persists as more public-private partnerships emerge, inspired by the Segilola project's example. Meanwhile, security measures are being ramped up, with special task forces and the involvement of the Solid Minerals Ministry, aiming to break the unholy alliance between crime and illegal mining. But the future of Nigeria's gold sector is more than a government challenge. It's a national opportunity. A vibrant mining industry could be transformative. Imagine for a moment what it would mean if gold, alongside Nigeria's lithium, nickel, and cobalt reserves, became key exports fueling the world's digital and green revolutions. As demand for electric vehicles, renewable energy, and electronics soars, Nigeria could well become a major supplier not only of gold, but of the very minerals driving the 21st century economy. This would mean new jobs by the thousands in places where youth unemployment now breeds frustration. If revenues were properly channeled, it could mean schools, clinics, and cleaner water supplies for states long neglected. It would mean moving beyond oil's boom and bust cycles, spreading the nation's risks and rebalancing its economic fortunes as global demand for gold and minerals continues to grow. Yet for this vision to become reality, Nigeria must confront head-on the legacies of lawlessness and neglect. Effective governance must return to the goldfields. Old laws must be reformed. New infrastructure, roads, processing centers, and reliable electricity must be built to attract world-class investors, making Nigerian mining as safe and competitive as its African peers. Sustainability, too, must be at the core. Only by adopting environmentally sound mining practices and enforcing them rigorously can the country ensure that the legacy of its gold boom is not poisoned land and shattered communities, but shared growth and lasting prosperity. Advanced exploration and mapping technologies, tools that have revolutionized mining in countries like Ghana, Tanzania, and beyond, must also come to Nigeria. Enter the world of technology, where companies like Farmonaut are rewriting the rules of modern mining. Farmonaut's story is one of vision and innovation, bringing the power of satellites, artificial intelligence, and advanced data analytics to bear upon the very challenges Nigeria faces today. Imagine, for a moment, being able to scan vast tracts of land from space, detecting telltale mineral signatures, iron oxides, clays, and others linked to gold, using hyperspectral imaging. Imagine being able to map not just what lies on the surface, but hidden geological structures deep below, with LiDAR and SAR delivering high-resolution, three-dimensional views of the Earth in all weather conditions. This is the era of non-invasive, precision exploration, where old guesswork gives way to scientific certainty, saving time, money, and the environment. Farmonaut's technology does just that, slashing costs by up to 60% and allowing mining companies and governments to find, assess, and monitor gold deposits with unprecedented speed and accuracy. Across Africa and beyond, from Mauritania to Tanzania, Zimbabwe to the Democratic Republic of Congo, and even right here in Nigeria, Farmonaut's methods have revealed new gold prospects, flagged high potential targets, and provided real-time risk assessments that help keep people and the planet safer. By democratizing access to these once elite tools through user-friendly platforms and APIs, Farmonaut makes it possible for local mining companies and governments to embrace world-class exploration and environmental monitoring. This not only attracts global investment, but ensures that mining can happen sustainably, with respect for the land and the people who depend on it. In a country like Nigeria, where untapped potential and persistent challenges are locked in a delicate balance, the promise of such technology is immense. As Nigeria stands at this crossroads, with billions resting quietly beneath its feet, the road ahead is daunting but filled with promise. To unlock the full potential of its gold boom, the nation must summon resolve at every level: government, industry, and community alike. New frameworks and security must end the reign of illegal mining. Modern infrastructure must make mining efficient and safe. And innovative technologies, like those pioneered by Farmonaut, must become the norm, not the exception. Most of all, the benefits must reach those who need them the most, the communities whose lands yield the gold and whose futures hang in the balance. The secret gold boom, long whispered about in Nigeria's markets and villages, could soon become a source of shared prosperity, environmental renewal, and national pride. But only with vision, reform, collaboration, and technology, guided by respect for the land and its people, can Nigeria's golden promise finally shine for all.